All right. So first of all, we good. I understand everything fully, right? But here's the thing. Over here, Tyree Sneed for the past, I don't know, almost 2 decades, has never ever brought anything but straight facts. Everything of which I'm stating is a complete fact that I have tons of evidence of. All right? All of it. These people don't seem to listen. I have all the evidence. The evidence is provided every single day. And again, no, people cannot go online, right, and follow folks around on the internet, right, like they've done with me, right? They cannot do that. Those are felonies, right? So again, everything I've stated here is a concrete fact, okay? Whatever other people got going on, I mean, like I said, I'd be nice, I'd be respectful out of the goodness of my heart, but I mean, I don't have to do anything because I can say whatever I like because I've built this federal lawsuit for over almost 2 decades. You understand? And the truth is that nobody can tamper with my federal lawsuit that I'm building. You know, so it just is what it is. You know what I mean? I never have to watch what I say. Trust me, I'm Tyree Sneed. I speak the truth and the facts. I back it all up 100%. You understand? It ain't about having finances. It ain't about having resources. And again, it's just very simple, very easy, right? I don't need to talk about anyone else or mention anybody's name, right? Other than the people who are committing these crimes to get the truth out there, as I've already done. All the facts are already out there. There's my baby, I believe. There we go. Please come to show. So, again, these are the people who created me. Please tell me you're listening. I love you. Okay? This is my honey, Christina. Right? So, like I said, I totally understand. Like I said, when I have genuine love for somebody and want the best for them and I respect them, which I do, I'm going to listen. So don't think it's anything else. And I'm going to do exactly what I said. I'm a man of my word. But continuing on, we got to move forward with what we're talking about here, which is all the truth. And I will continue to name and talk about the members of the Red Triangles. And I will continue to identify what they're doing online, okay? Because again, it's illegal and they have no business doing it. So again, what all those folks need to do is they need to go get a job, a job, son. They do not have free leeway to just move around the internet when I've informed everyone publicly that I'm filing a federal lawsuit. It is impossible. See, you all lean on money and legalities. That's not how it works. The minute that somebody says what it is, that's what it is. You have to respect it. What? It ain't about none of that other stuff. Feel me? These people didn't go through what I went through. They don't know what it's like. And that's the thing, we want to waste our time. People want to waste my time talking for hours and hours about nonsense and nothing and not saying anything, except that basically they're scared, right? And that's the truth. I mean, all y'all are saying is y'all are scared. Well, I'm not scared. Batman ain't scared of nobody and nothing. You know what I mean? I'm not scared to talk. Tyree Sneed will always say and do what he wants. It's that simple. And that's the way that it works. No, I can always point out the truth. My dad was a UT graduate lawyer. My grandfather's a Supreme Court judge. There ain't nobody on this network, believe me, or in reality, that knows more about the law than me. Trust me. So again, when people commit crimes, you have to hold them accountable. So again, the reason for everything I said, let me see. Thank you, baby. She said in 2 minutes she'll be listening. So again, the reason for everything I said is because this is why I do what I do, literally. Okay? My statements at no point are attached to anybody else or how they feel or what they say. you know. But that's the thing. I mean, when someone's trying to say that things that aren't facts, what's not a fact over here? Like, that's the question. I have every right to speak just like anyone. What's not a fact? It's all facts. It's 100% all facts. I have receipts on everything. What? Boy, I wouldn't even need to collect evidence. These people create new receipts every single day, nonstop. But see, this is how I know that people don't understand reality totally and what's going on. Because, you know, first of all, we don't have time to waste. We can't sit on these panels and just talk for hours. Like y'all, I have a job to do. And that's just real. I'm going to keep it a buck no matter what. I'm going to keep it a thou. We don't have the luxuries y'all have. I'm glad that y'all are okay and you got a little bit of change and money. And like I said, people ain't doing nothing for me. Ain't a dime been donated. Ain't nobody supporting doing nothing. I've been genuine with everybody. I've been a good dude. I've been a good friend to everyone. People owe me money on this network. I've done everything for everybody. I'm going to continue to speak my truth. I could care less. Ain't nobody going to tell me what to say and do. I promise that. It's hot. I love you, Christina. Christina Sneed. Water. So yeah, like I said, these people basically created an entire career field for me, created a career for me, gave me a lane to do what I'm doing. You know, again, I think that people fancy themselves something they're not. And again, that's just being real. I mean, like I said, people think that they're boxers. They're not boxers. People think that they're MMA, UFC. They're not. People watch the TV too much. I could take one look at somebody's arms and the definition in your arms and see you ain't nowhere near my level at all. It's not even comparable. Okay. So just people have to understand I operate at a higher level. I'm 100% saying that publicly because I do. And I'm the real deal, bro. You know what I mean? It's not even comparable. So, like I said, this is my job, right? I'm licensed to do this by God and the divine, and nobody can stop nothing over here. People could run their mouth forever, you know, forever, right? And it won't change a thing. So again, I'm going to say it again, right? Ralph, Triple Darkness are members of the Red Triangles, okay? Everything is proven there's a honk. They have no way of running around the internet and being sent as actual agent gang stalkers to anyone's channel. You understand? Again, we're not talking about anyone specific. We're talking about everything and everyone. You understand? Which we have full rights to do. So again, and I mean, the truth is I can talk about anyone. There's nothing anyone could do about it. Like, what? These people been talking, hi Fido. These people been talking about me slandering my name and running a smear campaign for almost 2 decades. And you think I can't talk about everybody? Ah! Oh boy. See, y'all think it's like a first come, first serve thing. This ain't an all you can eat buffet. Okay, it ain't about who has a little bit of change right now, so they able to go back and forth to court. Nobody normal wants to do that. So that right there is weird. Okay, number one. Number two, right? No, people have free right to speak about what they want, right? And all my facts are straight, but these people's aren't. So again, what do you mean? YouTube is not a court. That's why I don't waste my time arguing on here, because it's a waste of my time. You feel me? I'm going to fix this in a minute. But yeah, man, like I said, people just got to understand. I mean, I don't care who feels what way about anything. I could care less who feels what way about what I'm saying. What you have to understand is even within law, nobody has the power to tell me what I can and can't say, actually. That's reality. I actually could talk about whatever and whoever I like. Only reason I'm doing what I'm doing is because I'm nice and I'm a good guy. That's all. And I have respect. So just keep that in mind, right? Just understand. But like I said, I'm not afraid of anybody and anything. You understand? I'm for sure not afraid of no fake illegal statements, fake court stuff. I'm not worried about none of that. You understand? Because people, they're not operating off of facts and we are. And I mean, there's just nothing anybody can say or do towards me. Feel me? I have nothing to do with that nonsense. That stuff is corny. Feel me? So, like I said, I mean, I kind of get it. I kind of get it what some people are saying, right? But at the same time, look at what I've done. I've sat here and I've stood up for people, right? The entire time. And that's it. I'll just leave it at that. You know what I mean? I have no issues, no qualms, no problems, man. Because what God's will is what's going to be done no matter what. And God's will is justice and vengeance. And God already told me, vengeance is mine. You understand? I'm not worried about a courtroom, brother. Never been worried about a courtroom, man. Like I said, y'all are dealing with a courtrooms here on earth. I'm dealing with divine court. It's a lot bigger and it's on a lot larger scale than these little corrupt courtrooms that, like I said, they don't serve justice. And see, that's the thing. Like, the one thing I would never tolerate or put up with is anybody, right, saying or getting in a courtroom and saying that I'm not bringing facts. Like, what? Like, see, you got to prove what you say. See, that's the thing. I know this stuff better than y'all. You can't just make a blanket statement, even if it wasn't a courtroom. You have to back it up. So when you state things that could maybe not be facts, what's not a fact? We can go down the list anytime, anybody. Everything's a fact over here, brother. Everything. It's not even just a fact. It's backed by so much evidence, okay, that it's literally unbelievable. So, I mean, I mean, I don't know what people are saying. I mean, nobody's justice is more important than anybody's. Your justice is not more important than mine. You understand? You want to know why my justice becomes more important? Because it's not about just me. It's about 8 billion people in the world, right? And what's happening and what's going on. And the fact that I'm protecting all of them. That's what this is about. Again, this coalition is so deep, it's unreal. There's corporations. Corporate America is tied into this. Okay? This is how these people get by, eat, survive, and they're all evil and they're all criminals. Okay? At no point do I ever say anything that's not a concrete fact backed by documented evidence. See, if people had watched the channel or done their research on me, they would understand that. You understand? So again, no, brother, I have all the evidence right here. Literally, right here. I have plenty of evidence. Okay? And guess what? That's all mine. I don't give that to nobody. You understand? So, like I said, when the federal lawsuit is filed, I'll be communicating with a lawyer. This will be the easiest case ever because these people never stop supplying evidence because they're triggered and impressed at my success and they're panicking and they're the slowest criminals I've ever seen. This is not even a big deal. This is an easy case to win. So what are you talking about and what are you talking for? That's the thing. Like, no, I'm not going to have people talk to me some way and not respond with the same energy. I don't care who you are. You understand? So see, this is the thing. People are running their mouth again, but yet is anything they talking about being backed up by facts or in reality? No. Right now, the reality is that people are being looked at, right, like a soldier boy running tell them, like a snitch, right? And that's the issue that they're dealing with. I mean, that's not my problem. So, I mean, if Batman, tries to come to your defense and then you say, well, I have no loyalty and I don't want your defense, okay, no problem. Then, I mean, you're on your own. See what I'm saying? I mean, have fun with that. I mean, I just don't get it. It's just like you could tell when you're dealing with people who about something and they real because they wouldn't have been running their mouths. You see why it's so silly? You see the point? People is on here playing games, man. All of them. Even the ones who are doing all that court legal proceeding fake snitch stuff. They're playing games. Anybody who asks, like, do you really want to come to New York and stop crime? That's a silly question. You see, that's what I don't understand is, somebody says, I've been, what was it? I watched the video with you on the bars. Okay, and that's all you have to say? I mean, the dude is, I'm breaking world records in my sleep. What I do, you could never do. Let's just get real. None of you. I mean, they couldn't come close. Like, all you got to do is go to a pull-up bar and find some dip bars. They got them all over New York and show up and show out. Y'all can't do none of what I do. I'm way stronger than you. It's not even comparable. And I still exercise compassion, right? I'm never a bully. I try to help everyone. But when I try to help someone, and this is going to happen, we're going to come across this in my career as Batman, trust me. A lot of times, because people are so entitled nowadays, you'll save them and help them, and they'll still be mad at you, or they'll still have a gripe or complaint. It's the truth, because you're dealing with a day and age of hyper entitlement, is what I call it. That's what it is. It's hyper entitlement. Feel me? But hold on. See, that's why these people are so funny to me. They want to act and pretend like anything's up for debate. All y'all run your mouth online every day. You look at my actions, you look at what I do. I get busy. I get busy in the street. I train, right? I work out. I don't run my mouth, right? I break world records in my sleep. Like I said, set the world record for 200 pull-ups, set the world record for 90-pound dumbbell curls. You just don't have to understand. All of you individuals on here are sheltered to me, man. Like I said, we cool, we good, right? To an extent, but I mean, like, no, that's not how it works. Like, where do you get off saying that there's something that's not a fact? That's lunacy. Everything that Tyree Sneed spits is a fact, and that ain't ego talking. I don't have an ego. I let go of my ego a long time ago. That's why I became limitless. To try to tell Batman that he doesn't have his facts straight, that's crazy. So they really think money means something, that they got a little bit of pocket change, so they feeling themselves. Okay. Like I said, but yet this federal lawsuit is getting filed in good time. And when it does, those same people are going to be watching it like, wow, this dude really, really was the real deal. He really knows what he's talking about. I don't need money to be me. I don't need money to do what I do. I don't. I need money just to get by and, that's it, and do the necessary basic things. That's it. That's what I'm saying, man. It's just crazy how people have no loyalty. And that's not a way I'm looking at it. That's what it is. Everything that y'all are talking about, it doesn't make any sense. You're talking about legal implications in a courtroom and this and that. Listen, anybody else's business, whatever you got going on in court, I mean, I try to be nice, but I could care less. That has nothing to do with me. I'll say whatever the hell I want, just like all the other 8 billion people in the world. So again, what do you mean? Doesn't make any sense. Like I said, it's like what they're saying is like the same thing like over and over again. Like, no, you think that you understand legalese and how the law works, but you don't, buddy. You understand how to fake it till you make it. And you're doing the same thing with the fake boxing and claiming I'm this and I'm that. It's all fake. That's the truth, and everybody knows it. That's why none of them dudes on them other panels respect you. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I mean, this is the thing people don't get. I'm a good guy. I'm loyal to everybody. Have I ever changed? No, but if you're going to say something that makes no sense, I'm going to tell you the truth about you. You know what I mean? You say a slight towards me, I'm going to say the truth about you. You're not a boxer. You're not UFC or MMA. You're clearly not that caked up and you ain't got that kind of money. You understand? You're saying you're losing money, right? All the time in the stock market because you don't know stocks like me. I'm in the middle of a stock settlement lawsuit because I had over 70,000 shares of a company and put every dime I worked for into it and made plenty of profit off of it at the time and lived off of it for years, right? 70,000 shares plus. I had more than 70,000. You understand? And they're trying to pay me for only a portion of that. Right. Y'all just want to rig everything. That's some Mason stuff. I can almost guarantee you that that individual is a Mason too. I can tell by the way he carries himself. And it's just nothing to be proud of because Masons are not men. A man is never going to tell a man that. They're not going to say, see, this is the thing. I just call out who's a man and who's not. And this is why I told you I'm the only real man who ever existed. I'm not joking. Why do you think they're all worried about saying something to me? What I'm doing? Like, I'm sorry, but something here is not a fact. Okay. So Ralph and Triple Darkness, right? Let's get this straight. Ralph and Triple Darkness have not been gang stalking across state lines for almost 2 decades. That didn't happen. So all the paper trail that I have, right, of everything you're talking about that we don't name here because, again, we're not a snitch and we don't talk about things that are weird and uncomfortable. There's a huge paper trail on this of every crime that the Red Triangle has committed. You're not listening. They are an underground illegal organization. They are all connected. What one Red Triangle does, that accounts for all of them. You said you know the law, but apparently you don't. This is why it's a RICO case, buddy. Because a RICO case, you charge one co-conspirator with a felony, you can charge them all. Whatever any member of the Red Triangles does, and we've been at this point for well over a year easily, if not more, whatever a member of the Red Triangles does accounts for the entire organization. You have to understand that. They are all coming to court. It is not one person. My federal lawsuit is huge. It's bigger than them. The Red Triangles are a small inkling part of my federal lawsuit. My lawsuit, right, it may start with that, but it's designed to be bigger. It's designed to include all the corporations that, again, I believe are doing child trafficking, drug trafficking, and that's how they make their money. You have to understand, I'm dismantling the system in front of your eyes. Your little minuscule lawsuits, sorry, but they mean nothing. You understand? All it is just that they're panicking. See, the Red Triangles don't get what's coming. I told you there's a karmic storm coming. It just barely began. I am the karmic storm. I am the storm. I am your karma. So you have to understand something. This is small nothing. It's nothing. It's like a small wormhole in the universe. Okay? That y'all are panicking over, the Red Triangles. Let me tell you something. All right? The black hole is about to open up. You understand? That's what y'all don't get. Oh no, I can guarantee you that every one of these individuals that was a part of the Red Triangles and committed all their atrocities and crimes towards me will be held accountable in a court of law, no matter what. I can guarantee that, even if it's by the feds or the FBI or somebody who finally does their job, because they're supposed to have been investigating this matter for years, right? It is illegal for anyone to tamper with this federal lawsuit, right? And they literally, like, you just have to understand, like, anyone who tampers with this will have to come to court. You understand? Me, like I said, I mean, I just be respectful, but I can talk about whatever I want and do what I want. Believe that. I'm not worried about nothing. You understand? I'm a radio show host. This is what I do for a career. Companies tried to pull that fast aid with me a long time ago, and I wasn't even hearing that. That stuff doesn't scare me, man. That talking about, well, they issue illegal statements and say, we'll do this. Do whatever you want. Like, no, I don't worry about that stuff, bro. I'm super. I have nothing you can take, yet I have it all because I outsmarted you a long time ago. See, when you're dealing with simpletons, it's just funny, bro. How do you think I do this, like I said, on such a small budget? Through God, because I'm righteous and I'm the truth. I never have to worry about anything. Everybody's allowed to talk. You understand? That's not what the red triangles are doing. You're following folks around the internet online. That's illegal. Do you see me doing that? Oh, I go to the shows I go to, then all of a sudden y'all show up. You can't follow me around everywhere I go and then act like you know these guys too. No one asked for your opinion. See? Hold up. All right. I told Christina if she can keep typing because it just helps me. It's hot as hell out here. But do you understand what I'm saying, honey? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not mad at somebody asking whatever they're asking. Like I said, I have respect. I did it. I do what they're asking because it's out of, just actual respect. You know what I mean? Like I said, I got pure love in my heart for everybody, man. I want what's best for anyone, man. I want everybody to win. Genuinely, I really mean that. And God knows where my heart is at. But at the same time, I just don't do anything that deals with, a lack of respect. I'm all about respect. So you have to understand that it just goes to show. I'm gonna go as far as to say that people are delusional, because again, what does anything you're saying have to do with me? Nothing. You're saying something that doesn't even exist. You're wasting your time. That's number one. Number two, then you come over here and say something about you implied that things are not facts, but they all are, and you didn't back up your statement. You're delusional. It just goes to show, I told you, all the court systems, they're corrupt and they're also delusional. And I'm the man who proved it. So that's the thing. You're going to tell me I don't bring facts? Oh, okay. So all these police chiefs aren't going to prison right now, buddy? Is that what you're saying? Because you can go check the headlines right now. So your corrupt court justice system is not, they're not serving injustice every day. They're not making decisions that are not the truth. What are you talking about? If anybody don't have their facts straight, it's the courts. This dude is crazy, man. Like, what? You ain't making sense, buddy. Like, what? Are you going to say we don't have our facts straight? If I didn't have my facts straight, sir, then all these people wouldn't be going through all their karma. All these people wouldn't be literally having to go to court and go into prison. What are you talking about? I'm the only one who has his facts straight. You don't have your facts straight. Like, literally, that's the truth. Like, if you want to talk about facts, like, what? Like, it's just like how someone has no self-awareness and they don't realize that, you're literally making it where people are looking at you, right, in not a good light, like a snitch. That's the way they're looking at you. They're not looking at me like that because I ain't that. See, I kept it real the whole time, right? I told them to their face on here, I said, we're different. I don't run to other people for my problems. I'm a gangster. You don't see me going and filing lawsuits on anyone. I have never filed a lawsuit ever in my life. Do you understand that? When I talk about a federal case, it's just because I'm smart and I know what I'm doing. And, it needs to happen because, well, all these people need to be held accountable for their crimes. But when someone comes over here and tries to say that I've said anything that's not a fact, that's a bull-faced lie. So it's actually you who doesn't have your facts straight. I've never said anything that's not backed by documented evidence. So what are you talking about? I don't need to present it to you. Who are you? See, you got people having a fake power trip, but they nobody. You don't have any power in a courtroom. Like what? Like I said, you're just basically, a nerd. Let's get real. Who just wants to get a bunch of paperwork in order and then run around and pretend that you're something. Even the dude said that to you. He's delusional too, but even he said, it seems like you just have a fetish for going to court, right? Like, yeah, bro, like normal people ain't on that. I get that. But, to say to just walk away from whatever, no. He did right by holding people accountable. I don't change my position, man. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying this whole act of like you acting like you like know the law better than everybody and stuff, like that's just corny and emotional. And so you know the law better than a guy who my dad was a UT graduate lawyer. I was raised by an attorney. See, if you knew law, you would know how to argue. So you just came over here, you said, check this out, I'm gonna prove to y'all how I know law better than dude a million times. It's not even close. You just said that you implied that there was things here that were said that weren't facts, but you issued a blanket statement, just like all them fools do, and you didn't back it up. Right there in court, I would have won because I'm bringing facts. I would have presented my evidence, my argument, that's backed by tons of documented evidence. I got screenshots, I got everything. I would have presented my evidence, right? And then in the process, you would have been proved wrong in 2 seconds, and they would have looked at you and you would have had a silly look on your face. You know, understand, with your 4 eye self. How about that? That's what would have happened. Common sense. You would have looked silly in a courtroom right now. See, that's what I'm saying. You gotta make sense when you talk. Hold on. Ah, man, that feels good. I'm gonna have to give this dude a little minute here before I get started, I think. But yeah, man, I mean, people are just silly, bro. People are funny as hell. I ain't worried about none of them. I ain't worried about nothing they're talking about. That's just silly nonsense. But Christina said it perfectly. Let me repeat it. Let me see. Christina said your operating level is determined by God, for real, for real. Right. This whole thing. We truly righteous over here, man. You know what I mean? Like I'm just saying. I mean, Christina, I'm asking you if you're listening. Please let me know. Did I? I'm always loyal to people. I'm a good dude. Did I go over to their show and say anything that was like a slight? Did I go to their show that's their career and livelihood, because theirs isn't on here, but mine is. My show is my livelihood, and imply that facts were not presented? Did I do that? Knowing that dude doesn't have his facts straight on almost anything. Did I do that? No. So I mean, it is what it is. You're on your own. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's all good. I mean, it's your thing, bro. I mean, you got to understand, bro. The red triangles are a real underground illegal organization, and you're in communication with them. But you want to tell me something about the law? You're communicating with them every day. You understand? You got to understand the folks that he is around. I tried to be nice. I tried to be cool. They're committing crimes right on camera every day. I have evidence on Groovy Jimmy as we speak. Or what? You cannot do what y'all do, bro. You cannot do like what you're doing on camera, what you're showing. I have the picture of it. That's all I needed. See, I'm ahead of everybody. Batman doesn't trust folks, right? Just like the movies and the cartoons. Batman gathers evidence and makes sure that he has leverage. See the point? I have leverage on everyone. This is what I wonder when people are going to wake up. I think most of the public already knows what it is. This is what I do. What you say, if you want to just issue blanket statements, you could just say, you could say willy-nilly, you could say, you can't do what you do, but yet I do what I do. Don't I? Don't I? And I do a damn good job of it too, right? So why not give me credit? Why not give me the credit when my job, right, it's divine purpose by God. So I mean, you can't claim that you believe in God. This is why everyone in this country is hypocritical. You want us to talk about God, but you don't believe in God. If you believed in God, you wouldn't be trying to get in the way and have a problem with God's plan. The only person who hasn't presented facts on this network is you. You literally contradict yourself. I've seen you on panels. You go, and I do not pay attention to you at all. Like, you're boring as hell. You go to panels and you'll literally say things to people that are illegal to say in nature. All that stuff counts, brother. All them shows, all that, bro. All that stuff has to be looked at, man. No, you all got to understand. Y'all have tried to apply different rules to different people. If I said one thing, oh, I would be immediately arrested and thrown in prison. But I never have even slipped up on this network on anybody's show or anything and said anything that is against the law or crazy. So why would you all get different rules, but you want to go to court? That's taking advantage of the system. You're manipulating it as we speak. And then you're talking about how they frown upon that. You're not making no sense, brother. But then you on panels talking reckless. See, you can't have your cake and eat it too. This is the problem, is that this system, what it's really produced is a bunch of narcissists who don't know what's going on, right? And they have no self-awareness. I think he's going to come over this way. So I can get say hi to him. It's not an easy job, man. He's got to drive around that tractor all day in the seat. He's got his face covered because there's dirt flying everywhere, so I'm trying not to breathe. So I'm trying to move around him. So, I'll do another show after this, man, and I'll go in on it. But you just gotta understand, bro. People are silly, man. They're running their mouth, bro. You can't say one thing on one end and then another on another end. You gotta understand. Batman has resources. Batman really is the real deal. Batman is one man, like a one-man army, and knows what he's doing, right? So, I mean, it is what it is. I get the job done. I protect people. I save lives. I rescue people. If somebody says, don't save me, don't help me, don't come to my rescue, don't defend me, no problem. You on your own. Real talk. It'd be like if I was saving someone, in reality, whatever, in a building or something, and they say, no, I don't want to be saved. I mean, in that scenario, I guess I would have to save them anyway, right? That's a little different. But, when we're talking words and, I mean, it's just the red triangles are paying attention now. And clearly, they're really, really paying attention to you because of what you're doing. I mean, cool, you're on your own, bro. I mean, it's that simple. You deal with it. I ain't got no issue with that. See, that's the thing. People want to talk about loyalty and all these things, but you have none. I didn't go to your show and make a slight, bro. I didn't go waste your time. You wanted to talk for 3 hours like the other day, like I don't got a job to do. That's crazy, son. You feel me? Like, what? That's just crazy, man. So let him do what he does, man. If he want to play the goody two shoes card on here, real talk, and he want to be a snitch, then that's the way everybody's going to look at him, and that's what they're doing, and they're all talking about it. So now it's common sense that he's making a ton of enemies. They're all going to turn on him. That's just common sense. I'm a third party just watching and viewing. I don't know none of these folks. I don't like them. I'm not their friend. I don't communicate with them offline. So what do you mean? I can say and do whatever I want, partner. Believe that. What? Like, that's funny, bro. I don't even care about nothing you talking about. I don't care about courtrooms. They don't have any power. Batman does. Seriously. What are you talking about, bro? My words definitely like trump and are over, right? They're more legally bound and they're just higher and more sound than any courtroom or anything to do with the justice system because I proved that it was corrupt. Bro, they just caught police departments doing trafficking, okay, with unmarked vans. I'm here to stop child trafficking. That is my purpose, okay? I put everything on the line to do what I'm doing. So when you say, well, this and that and blah, 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 it's a bunch of irrelevant small talk and it's hearsay because, again, you implied that there's things here being said that aren't facts, but they all are facts. Okay, so triple darkness isn't a criminal? You hilarious, bro. You know gang stalking is a felony, right? See, they all are leaning on the fact that they think the system, because these servants don't know how to do their job, so they don't do anything. So they think because of that, they believe that gang stalking isn't a felony across state lines. It's a felony. So if you follow someone around the internet at all, that's a felony. If you get together, that's collusion. That's already 2 felonies right there. So what do you mean? That's proven now to you, right? And it already was because we've been over this 3 million times, 8 million times, 80 million times, a million, infinity times, to infinity and beyond, right? So right there you have 2 felonies I just pointed out. So everything here is a fact. What do you mean? The Ralph guy? Oh yeah, that's a criminal, dog. What? That dude lives on Section 8, bro, and that dude has an alcoholic and does nothing but drink. I don't understand what you're trying to say. It's not making any sense. You understand? Like, no, bro. When you cannot follow people around panels. My words are clear as day. So in other words, no, I mean, I control everything and I say what goes and I run everything. And no, I'm going to tell you the law and how it works and what it is. That's just like when he tried to say, you're going to come to New York to uphold the law? What does that even mean? See, you talking about fantasy world stuff, dog. Like Batman ain't worried about what you talking about. We're not here for the justice system that's corrupt. We're here dismantling the entire corrupt system. You don't listen. I stand against corruption. See, you're at that surface level viewpoint that you think Batman just goes in the street and only comes up against criminals in the street. The real criminals ain't in the street, buddy. You're way behind. See, this is why I can't have, and I'm now going to make sure I'm not like recruiting anyone who's volunteering that they want to be a superhero, because you can't do what I do. That's why when you asked me the question, it was too much for you to handle. And you was like, man, that's too real for me. Right, exactly, because this is how I live my life, real as hell. And that's how you have to do it. And that's why I'm farther ahead of you than you, sir. You can talk about money, yeah, because you're in a place with opportunity all around you and you don't have a faction, right, that's holding you back like I do, right? That's calling every job that you work and losing it for you. I've probably lost like 10 jobs because of these people. And yet I've still managed to succeed every time and turn it into more success. So don't talk to me about money, brother, when I own billions in equity, a mansion in the state, over 2,000 in jewelry, my car lot, I pay over $100 for it every month. That's wealth. I got a Porsche there I paid $25,000 for. Mineral rights, oil royalties, a website worth almost $2,000. I'm in the middle of a stock settlement lawsuit. I had over 70,000 shares, and they stole my inheritance. I probably got properties out there in Cali and millions of dollars. And Christina's negotiating a settlement that's guaranteed $6.8 million, and we may be looking at 30 to 50 million plus. I'm sorry, but you want to talk to me about money? Here's what you should have done, brother. When I offered you the opportunity to work with me and said, I'm going to do this in New York because I'm going to do it with or without you, you should have jumped at the opportunity and said, yeah, man, I'll do whatever. I'll bring you up here. I'll pay you costs. I'll do whatever. See, that's the same thing 50 Cent said, but they contradict themselves. Whatever 50 Cent says, the media, because he's a Mason and he sold his soul and he's backed by the feds because he's a snitch on documented paperwork. I've looked at the paperwork. He's a federal informant. Y'all want to paint what he does like it's a positive, but everything he's done is a negative. He's a coward. It's all perception, man. I don't care what y'all talking about because I'm really in a positive light. See, that's why they want to try to create an environment around me that's not positive, because they know everything over here positive. The people can never come close to me. The Masons don't own nothing. The dude talking don't have no wealth. So what are you talking about? Nah, listen, bro, you know, like, this is what I'm going to say, man. All y'all enjoy what you're doing right now. Enjoy the fact that you have opportunities around you, right? Because you didn't go through what I went through. I got targeted by the government and targeted by everyone that stood up to corruption and won. Took it on head on and won. Something you could never do. You could never walk in my shoes. Wody, get that right. Understand that. So, you know, eat your Chinese food and go out and be merry and do what you do. But just understand, any way you figure it, all that wealth, that fake wealth, because it ain't no real money, all y'all still broke. I mean, the government's going to pull these programs. Okay, the opportunities are going to dwindle. The jobs are going to stop hiring. They're going to shut down all these companies. And then y'all are going to all come crying to me because we're going to be rich. Well, mark my words, I'm making another prediction here. I'm Nostradamus. And we're going to have all the money, and you're going to come crying to me, I need help, Batman. Give me a handout. And because I'm a man of God, I'm going to still help you. Real talk, I'm going to still help you. You know how hard that is? Even Christina was like, man, that's crazy that you still want to help the people who've done all this to you. I still want to bless everybody, man, because I'm the Messiah. I'm not joking. So it's all good, man. Like I said, we still going to bless y'all. We still going to help you. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. We still going to help everybody. We're going to forgive and forget. And I truly walk this walk with Jesus Christ and God. I truly believe in my Savior. I believe in God. He's my Father, just like my real father. You understand? Joe Sneed, he's an amazing man, right? It is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, I wish you the best. I wish you luck, man. But just understand, when Batman's trying to do his job, and you say, you know, don't do your job, okay, you on your own. Have fun with that. This is real talk, man. Because you gotta understand, bro. These red triangles, they're unhinged, bro. They don't care, man. They just don't care, bro. They don't care about anything. They have no morals, no compass, no respect. So now they're clearly going to talk about nothing but that individual. So I'm going to get off all that. I'm going to get as far away from you as I can, because you a coward. You was a bozo and you don't want to stand up for yourself. And you just tried to tell me I didn't bring facts and I proved you wrong. So I'm good, bro. We ain't even got to talk. You feel me? Like, nah, bro, I'm straight.
That's some weirdo stuff. You feel what I'm saying? So what you really should have done, you said the last thing I want is blah blah and made up some lies. That was all lies. Everything you talked there was delusion, brother. You were making no coherent sense. So you said that, but like, so you're not worried about the fact that your reputation is a snitch, that no one on this network likes you, that you're creating a horrible name for yourself with everyone. Like what? That everyone is against you now. How does that make sense? And you actually deal with these people. I don't care about these folks. YouTube is a hobby for me, man. I don't care about YouTube. I could turn the phone off and I walk away from it. I do this for money, baby. All right. So on that note, Christina, I love you more than anything. Please be with me today for the next live. I'm gonna message you right now and tell you we'll do it in a little bit. I'm gonna get busy for a minute and do what I got to do, and if I can, and that's it. Let me see if this dude is done. Man, he's still going, bro. It's irritating. But I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you, man. It is what it is at the end of the day, and people are gonna be people. And I mean, what I've noticed about them is they all have an answer for everything, and an answer for everything is an answer for nothing. I mean, you gotta understand, bro. I have full evidence that the dudes coming on these panels, okay, all of them, any panel. Literally, the dude had just told me, he talked to me on another panel, following me around and said, I watch you. You just admitted that you're stalking me. Why are you watching me? For what purpose? If we're not cool, we're not friends. If you don't like me, you ain't got no business looking at my channel. See, these people want to have their cake and eat it too. They really online running their mouth like, oh, we can do whatever we want. No, you don't have an entitled right to just commit crimes. It has nothing to do with these other people. What they're talking about is hogwash, bro. Like real talk. If you want me to be real, bro, honestly, the fact is at the end of the day, what they're dealing with is literally like small fries, bro. That's like a small McDonald's fries. It's not even worth worrying about. Like what you're saying is irrelevant, bro. You're delusional. What are you talking about? The last thing I want, I'm worried about this. Bro, you're dealing with a basic stuff, little nonsense that nobody cares about, bro. Like what? Like I said, you're claiming that you're holding people accountable, but there's a dude who issued an illegal statement on camera and he committed a felony and you're not holding him accountable. So you're not a man of your word. You're now publicly contradicting yourself. You're a hypocrite. 100%. So I think I'll say what I want, bro. Now I think I'll go in on everyone, bro. I'm going to say the truth about you and everyone, and there's nothing you can do about it. All right? That's it. We'll be back in a minute, folks. You know what I mean? Stay silly.